welcome to Unews. It's Wednesday, August 14th. I'm Andrea Linares. We begin this hour with new details in the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. A report now says the guards fell asleep and did not make some of their required checks the night he died. This comes as Attorney General William Barr orders major changes at that facility. The Bureau of Prisons isn't talking to the media, but it will have to answer to Congress. The House Judiciary Committee sent the agency a bipartisan letter demanding answers to nearly 24 questions about Epstein's time at MCC. And with us to talk about working conditions at that jail where Epstein was held, the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Manhattan, is Tyrone Covington. He's with the Council of Prison Locals, a union representing employees at federal mass shooting in Dayton, Ohio. New surveillance video is helping piece together what happened right before that massacre. Police also releasing more information about how many people the gunman targeted. Officials now saying he shot 26 people in just 32 seconds. Here's Carolina Sarasa with the full story. In Washington, President Trump says he and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell are both on board to expand background checks for gun sales. The president noting that many other Republicans are also now ready to help with that move. But McConnell's staff has made clear the Majority Leader may not in fact be ready. Paola Byron explains. In the wake of a wave of recent mass shootings, Walmart has removed about 1,000 third-party items from its website after determining the products violate company policy. Walmart searched for answers after a mysterious nuclear explosion in Russia. And welcome back to Unews. New developments surrounding a mysterious explosion in Russia. There's confusion and new fears of radiation after a canceled order to evacuate a village. Rafael Rodriguez has much more. Dramatic images after a Russian cruise ship caught fire. The Volga fallout back here in the U.S. after ICE officers raided 6 chicken processing plants 1 week ago. Meanwhile, on Tuesday, hundreds of employees at one of those plants, PH Foods, were laid off without explanation. Lorraine Cáceres continues to follow this story very closely. She's in Morton, Mississippi with the latest details. Lorraine.
Andrea, a difficult week just got harder for this community. As you just said, yesterday about 100 more people were fired from PH Foods, and they're not really sure what's going on and why this is all happening. And these people, I have to say, were not directly affected by the raids. They were not arrested last week, and even though that was not the case for them, they still lost their jobs. Let's take a look at this cell phone video that was taken in the moment these employees were finding out what was going on when these forward and be honest and say if they're using or not someone else's social security number. A lot of these employees, obviously afraid of what might happen, are coming forward saying how they got these documents and are deciding to leave the job. But as I was telling you, with these employees that were fired last night and yesterday, a lot of them didn't know this was going to happen. So everybody's here still trying to process what happened last night. And they gathered in a park and also at a restaurant right after this all went down, trying to wrap their heads around what was happening and also to try and come up with a plan of what's going to happen in the coming weeks. Because as we've been reporting all week, that situation, the financial situation these families are going to face is going to get way more complicated as the days go by. Donations run out and the little money they had also runs out. I was just talking to a family from Guatemala who is actually considering going back to Guatemala, and this isn't an easy decision because there's not a lot of job options. So the father of the family was telling me, I'm just going to go back and do farming work and take my kids back to Guatemala, and they can come back when they turn 18, because right now his American dream is not working out, and after being here for 14 years, the options he has in Mississippi are down to zero, and he needs to feed his kids. So definitely a difficult situation here. That's all the information we have for now. We'll toss it back to you.
It's clear that they all need a lot of financial and legal help at this time. Thanks so much, Lorraine, for that report. And in other immigration news, the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services chief is defending the Trump administration's new public charge. The new regulation makes it harder for immigrants to obtain green cards if they've received or are likely to receive government benefits. Luis Mejid sat down one-on-one with Ken Cuccinelli for more details. In conversation there, 2 counties in California, San Francisco and Santa Clara, have already filed a joint lawsuit against the public charge rule. Cuccinelli says he's confident the Trump administration would prevail in court. For reality TV stars Todd and Julie Chrisley, the couple is expected to appear before a federal judge today to face financial crimes charges. Jorge Hernandez has more. Newly released video shows a Massachusetts driver who was texting crashing into a pole. Police in Berlin is underway for a woman known as the wedding crasher. She's accused of, listen to this, posing as a guest and then walking off with wedding gifts. Mariti Marungi has more. Crazy how someone could come up with something like this. And after the break, 300 drones fall out this morning after violent clashes between protesters and police caused chaos at one of the busiest airports in the world. And close by in mainland China, a show of military might. Here's Michelle Jurado. Government officials in Israel have confirmed that an Israeli flight attendant has died after contracting measles. 43-year historic textile art is in danger of extinction. But as Natalia Meneses found out, there's a movement to try to save not only the art, but the stories of the people who developed it before big brands try to make them their own.
To validate the art of geometric embroidery is to declare it a cultural patrimony of Mexico, a mission they will continue working on until they are recognized. In Oaxaca, Mexico, Natalia Meneses, Unews.
A new law is being proposed after a facial recognition test mistakes California lawmakers for criminals. Annabelle Sedano has the details in today's tech report. Annabelle.
Hi there, that's right, and we begin with this. 2 California lawmakers are pushing AV12, and that was your daily dose of tech news. Have a good one, guys.
In your consumer news, United Airlines is now telling its pilots they cannot drink alcohol 12 hours before reporting for work. The new rule comes a week after 2 pilots were arrested in Scotland in case. And time now to check in with Carolina Sarasa. She's got a preview of what's coming up during the second hour of Unews.
Well, thank you, Andrea. We're following a major of stories today, including an investigation now underway after ICE offices in Texas are targeted by gunfire. We have more details. And we also have new details about a traffic stop shooting in Riverside, California. That attack left 1 officer dead. And it began as a normal day for a South Carolina woman until an aggressive alligator suddenly tried to attack her dog. We will tell you what happened next and how she managed to survive. This story and more coming up soon. Back to you, Andrea.
Thanks so much, Caro, for that update. But first, this is one story that I truly love. A California couple has been together for nearly 70 years, and they're still going strong. They say their love is sustained by their love of music and even matching outfits. Gianni Aponte has more. Love them. I really fell in love with this couple, and you can tell how in love they are with each other. So congratulations to them, and hopefully they can inspire some of you at home. That'll do it for us in our first hour of Unews. Thanks so much for watching, but stay tuned. We have much more information coming up next with Carolina Sarasa.